Bill Maher aghast as he shuts down iconic sitcom star for floating, disgusting, reason Trump beat Harris. Sitcom star Jon Cryer managed to shock Bill Maher with his liberal rhetoric about the so-called disgusting reason Kamala Harris lost to Donald Trump. The Two-and-a-Half-Man actor joined Maher's Club Random podcast where he claimed Trump won the election because Republicans hate black women and trans people. The HBO host, who recently unloaded on liberals and Democrats in a high-profile interview, initially gave his prognosis on why Democrats lost. "I warned everybody about Trump, and then I warned them that I warned them about what would get him reelected, which was stupid wokeness, which is what got him reelected," Maher said. Cryer interjected, suggesting it was a lot of things and that wokeness was only maybe part of it, after Maher responded by suggesting there was polling to prove his point. Cryer argued the election result was due to inflation, which he said Americans hate. The comic acknowledged that inflation certainly was part of it when Cryer unleashed on him. "They hate inflation. They hate riots and they hate black women. And they hate trans people," Cryer said. Maher, aghast, said, "God, John, we're not going to dash," when Cryer interrupted him, saying that Republicans spent hundreds of millions of dollars advertising against those issues. Cryer persisted, saying those hundreds of millions of dollars went to demonizing trans people and that's disgusting. Maher had enough, saying, "Yeah, we shouldn't talk politics." The actor was in agreement there, saying, "Okay, we shouldn't. I mean, great. We don't have to." Maher then suggested he would like to deprogram both people on the right and far left, suggesting a new show called Deprogramming Duckie in reference to Cryer's character in Pretty in Pink. The longtime HBO talk show host, stand-up comic and podcaster traditionally drew the ire of conservatives but now seems to attract hate and outrage from liberals just as often. This past weekend, he revealed the main reason he goes after woke liberals more often now: "You give me more material. I'm a comedian. I'm going to go where the gold is." He then said that this ties into what he has grown to hate about left-wing Democrats of late. They can't stand to have to endure a moment of hearing something they don't already agree with. "Not that the right doesn't do it too, but the left does it worse," he said. He called progressives like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez a little out there and Ilhan Omar not my favorite. Maher did express his admiration for Seth Moulton, who was recently lambasted by the party for questioning why they supported transgender people in youth sports. "Everything with these people has to be an opportunity for virtue signaling," he said of those who referred to Moulton as everything from a transphobe to a Nazi collaborator. Maher adds that some Democrats have cut off their friendship with him over having conservatives like Ann Coulter, Bill Barr, and Ted Cruz on the show. "Just think about what this is. That's people who hate me for who I won't hate. People who hate me for who I won't hate," he said. He then continued a point he'd made on his podcast of late, that liberals disown people who disagree with them out of a desire to seem like nice people. It's in their psychological profile. They just have this need for virtue signaling and to have their friends and I guess everybody on social media think of them as the good people. "We're the good people. We know who's good. And it's us," he told the Wall Street Journal. Maher also criticized the younger generation, who said they have no perspective because they go to woke colleges, which he calls factories. They've been indoctrinated into this idea that they live in the worst country in the world at the worst time in history, when actually they live in, with all our flaws, still probably the best, with definitely indisputably the best time in history, he said. He even has some optimism for Trump's second term, saying he's hired people I like to try and reform Washington. "It's like a Marvel movie. This gang is coming to shake things up. As a viewer, I am interested to see what this is. It's not like America doesn't need shaking up. We are a sclerotic, constipated country, and it just keeps slowly getting worse," he said. Maher, who has had Elon Musk on the show, says he loves some of the things Musk has said he'll do as part of the Department of Government Efficiency. "What America needs is a colonic. Would Trump be the man I chose first to administer it? No, but I'd like to see what he and Elon Musk are going to do." However, he poured cold water on the idea that he would ever change parties. Many Republicans say, "Maybe we could get Bill Maher." No, you can't. What you can get is Bill Maher being honest about the left. "I'm not going to join your team that doesn't believe in democracy," he said. He did acknowledge, however, that this election was decided by people who don't like Trump, but they just feel that the crazy on the left is somehow worse. "I don't agree with them, but I get it. I don't hate them for voting for him. But he has a simple message for Kamala Harris: you lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person. Congratulations. Just days before the election, Maher called Trump a mad king and gestured at voting for Kamala Harris despite not supporting all of her policies, Newsweek reported. Yet he also mocked the Democratic Party over social issues and pushed for platform reform, telling the party to stop screaming at people to get with the program and instead make a program worth getting with. Maher was under fire from Democrats in May of this year after they claimed the comedian's rhetoric toward them had flipped, but he said it was really the left who had changed. During a sit-down interview with CNN's Fareed Zakaria, Maher defended his position on the issues he sees with the Democratic Party, as well as his heavily criticized opposition to the nationwide college pro-Palestinian protests. He admitted that the left and the right had transformed, but that the Republican Party is even worse than the Democrats. I mean, the right doesn't believe in democracy anymore. I mean, they've thrown their lot in with a sociopath named Donald Trump, who only thinks elections count when we win, Maher said in reference to the former president's unfounded claims of fraud during the 2020 election. But it's not like the left hasn't changed also, he continued. So I'm going to call it out whenever I see it. Maher then listed the issues he saw with gender, race, free speech, communism, border patrol, and police abolition efforts, The Hill reported. No, it's not that I've gotten old. It's that your ideas are stupid, he said. He also went on to explain that the younger generation believes that their new ideas are better, but new is not always synonymous with better.